Alright, so today I want to talk about confidence. And this is something that I say to all of my students, or rather I allow them to come to this conclusion during sales calls, is that, simply put, confidence is proof that you've done something so many times before that of course you could do it again. It would be unreasonable that you couldn't. And it's interesting because lots of people have this underlying belief when they look at someone and go, that's a confident person, that they are confident in all aspects of their life, which in reality is not true. No one is confident in every aspect of their life. Now, you can be confident in many skills. If you have an abundance of proof in many skills that you're excellent, then you might walk around with an aura or an atmosphere of someone who is confident in lots of things, because then you have lots of transferable skills. But I'll give you an example. Right. Specifically what I say to students is, if you had done the same questions that were going to come up on an exam paper 100 times over before the exam day, and every single time you'd gotten them right, how confident would you feel that on exam day you're going to get the grade you want? And they all almost always look at me and go, well, yeah, if I've done it before, I'd feel really confident. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because that's what confidence is. It's proof. Undeniable proof. And so lots of people come to us. The number one review that we have from our services, the business we provide, is an increase in confidence. And they're like, oh, I just want to improve their confidence in maths. And what they don't understand is, to increase confidence, you have to increase competence. i.e., you've got to be better at something. It's not just a magical aura or feeling. And so, here's an example for you. You may be someone who is exceptionally confident at your job. So for me, in sales, I know that if I speak to someone who is looking for the service we provide, more often than not, they will come on board. That makes me confident to talk to people because I've got statistics to back it up, and I've done thousands of calls. Now, you probably have the similar situation, right? In your job, in your profession, whatever that is, you probably have a skill that you're very good at, which makes you confident in that skill. But if I ask you to do a handstand, you now might be like, ooh, I'm not so confident. Exactly. Because it's something you haven't done before, most likely. Now, if you ask me, am I confident to do a handstand? Yes, because I've got undeniable proof that I can do it. And so, if you want to be more confident at something, get better at it. And you know how to get better at anything. You have learned many things in your life, and you know what it takes. You don't need anyone special, generally. YouTube exists. More often than not, and this is exactly what we sell, no lies behind it, is accountability. Like, if you ask anyone how to lose weight, they're going to tell you, eat less, move more. Yeah, that's it. But it's just doing that consistently. Having someone who's actually going to check in with you and say, have you done it? Because you don't need something special. A special diet's not going to do it. It's just simply that fact of eat less, move more. That all being said, there is a really interesting one about general confidence and aura, and that's quite a woo-woo word. And like your persona, how you are seen by other people. Do you carry an air of confidence? And I think the trick to doing that is quite simply having confidence in many skills that are socially combined to be seen as someone who is confident. I.e., I think I'm pretty good at articulating my thoughts. I'm not afraid to talk to people, and I speak to many people on a very regular basis. I'm happy with my own body, what I look like, my physical ability, my interests, my hobbies. I like to think that I'm well learned. And so all of these things put together, individually, each which I'm confident in, allow me to be confident in a general setting. Because if I have a conversation with someone, I probably know something tangential to what we're talking about that I can either ask their opinion on something that I think, or if I know nothing, get them to teach me. And this goes back to my video of building rapport. And so if you want to be seen as someone who is confident, you can go and learn the individual skills of stand up straight, smile, say, when you shake someone's hand, look them in the eye, learn to speak publicly. This is a great way to do that, and so on. Or you can be interested in the things you're interested in, and then you'll be confident in things that are tangential to those. And what do I mean by that? We used to hire one of our sales team. She was with us for the last 8 months or so. Is a world ranked squash player. She's like 40 in the world. Gonna go to the next Olympics. And I was absolutely chatting shit to her, like really, riling her up and smack talking, because our Christmas event was a game of badminton. Now, she's not a badminton player, but I was very confident that she would be confident playing badminton because it's a racket sport, and if you're good at one racket sport, that's transferable to lots of other racket sports, and so you could come on and be pretty confident. And so that is why lots of people feel confident in certain areas even if they've never touched it before, because they have other skills and other experiences that they can draw from. And sports is the most obvious one. Like, whenever Millie is introducing me to anyone, if we're going to play a new sport that neither of us have played, she just goes, "Oh, it's so annoying, he's so good at everything." And I'm like, I'm not, when you actually compare me to anyone who's any good at a specific sport. But I've played lots of sport, and I'll happily have a go at anything. And I'll pull all of the experience I have from everywhere to try to achieve this new goal. So there you go. That's my thoughts on confidence for you today. And if you want to be more confident at a specific thing, like talking about a specific subject, for example, have done it a lot. Like, that's it. Do loads of it, get good at it, and then it would be unreasonable for you not to feel confident because you're very experienced and an expert in what you're talking about. And that's the trick. Have so much proof it would be unreasonable you can't be good enough. And then you will be someone who other people call confident. That's my thoughts for the day. Have a great day. Peace.